Greedy Hasbro is no longer overprinting Magic the Gathering. Don't believe me? I'm going to tell you exactly why I'm definitely right on this one. When it comes to Magic the Gathering and their print runs, I have been saying for the better part of a year now that there's no way that Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro aren't aware that frankly they're just printing too many boxes. I have said in several videos since I started covering Magic the Gathering that they will have to come back down to earth, and the year 2023 is when we will see that regression to the mean where they start to rationalize print runs and make things a little more, maintainable for regular enthusiasts like you and me. And with Rudy the Taco King himself all but confirming what my contacts in the industry have told me over the better part of the last 4 months, it seems that they finally started to get this right. But instead of other YouTube channels that just say, listen, I have sources, this is how it is, you're gonna have to trust me, we are going to dig deeper. We're going to look at 3 big reasons why I believe we can actually tell that Wizards of the Coast has changed their business model and is starting to print fewer boxes. So that is what we are going to do today, and we are going to use much of the data that I have collected from TCG Player, as well as some other sources and some other material to come to some of these conclusions. And I want to know, as we go along, what do you think about this? Do you think Hasbro is reaching, more rational print runs? Or do you think Hasbro greedy, WotC to the moon? And if you say that, I know you didn't watch the video, because guess what? We're going to explain how they can still make plenty of money. So let's start with the first example. And I think the biggest, kind of indicator that we can see that they are printing less boxes is the product expansion and experimentation that we are seeing across the board. Looking back as early as Phyrexia All Will Be One and even into the future with March of the Machines, we're seeing Wizards of the Coast expand their product repertoire in unique ways. We have the Complete Bundle, which is a product that was hype and didn't drop right as the rest of One hit the market. It is a product that kept us interested, it kept us engaged with the product, and it was something that we wanted after set release. Now, traditionally, even popular Magic the Gathering sets see a large fall off in sales post-release, but with something like the Complete Bundle, we have the opportunity to stay engaged and stay excited for longer, and when we do that, we are able to buy more product. Now, buying more product doesn't necessarily mean that they cut their print run, but what it does mean is Wizards of the Coast has less product sitting back on shelves doing nothing. When they have less product doing that, more product moving in the market, they have more cash flow back into their company. Their numbers are going to look better because, let's face it, Wizards of the Coast is a company. Their numbers do matter. So when their numbers look better, they don't have that urge to push a second wave, to push more product out to the market, or to do, that crazy Amazon dump that we've seen in the past. Now, we also see this in the future with March of the Machines, and it doesn't seem like, this is because of how the Complete Bundle performed. Wizards of the Coast is a big battleship. It is too big to turn that quickly, but it's clearly something they had planned. With March of the Machine Aftermath being a pseudo story-driven subset dropping after March of the Machine in a short window, it's something that's going to keep us engaged in the theme of the set, similar to how blocks used to. And this is something they are going to use, as the data shows that I've collected, to pull additional revenue out of the community. When it came to the Complete Bundle, it doesn't look like we diverted much spend from our regular buying habits from, Phyrexia All Will Be One into the Complete Bundle. It looks like us as a community just added more money on top. We look to purchase more rather than divert some of our funds. Now, if March of the Machine Aftermath can do that as well, it proves as kind of a, it serves as a proof of concept for Wizards of the Coast, saying, hey, this is how, without printing 1 trillion boxes, how we can continue to build revenue, give people products that frankly they're excited about, and still pull a good amount of money out of our community so we can continue to make products. Again, it's important to remember, they are a business. That is what they want to do. And speaking of making products, the big product that, Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro has been, accused of overprinting is the collector product. And if we look no further than the actual collector product, I think we see more evidence of this reduced print run. Let's take a look at some recent collector boxes. We're going to look at Brothers War, Phyrexia All Will Be One, and yes, even Dominaria Remastered. We're going to use these three, recent collector boxes to kind of talk about how we think they are reducing the print run. Now, traditionally, looking back in the past at things like Streets of New Capenna, Kamigawa, Dominaria United, we see the collector box initially come out, hit the market, and do fairly well and stabilize. But there is that secondary push that game stores, get a little knock on their door at night and they get the opportunity to reorder more of these collector boxes. When the game store and the community doesn't absorb those collector boxes, you know where they go. They go straight to Amazon, and Wizards of the Coast and Amazon seem to dump those products, we'll use the word dump, on us at a ridiculous price point that no reasonable game store could match. But looking at our three examples of collector box here, not only do we not see this mass exodus into the market, and my sales data from TCG Player, where we track every single sold listing, shows no really weird anomalies where we see massive price drops or big sales swings. Things are consistent and prices seem to be holding. Looking back at Brothers War, the first edition of serialized cards, that box is holding at $205. And while that's not a ton, it had become standard for us to see a collector box release and say this is going to be sub 200 very quickly. The fact that this is holding above 200 and is technically a late 2022 product is fantastic news, and we move forward into something like Phyrexia All Will Be One, and we see that box holding at around $225. Now, this box, much to my dismay, doesn't have the serialized card pull. This is just a popular and good product. So the community seems to want this product. Stores are still able to sell this product at a good clip. We are seeing consistent sales even post-release, and the price is, I would call $225 more than stable. It is definitely a drastic swing in what we had seen in the past, and even Dominaria Remastered that saw a massive downswing because if we remember, stores were offered what was called a small reallocation, or a small second wave, if you will, that came out, and I think it did spook the community. We saw prices tank on this, but they've steadily begun to climb. It seems like maybe it was actually a small reprint and the box is back up to $240. This is a great sign for collector box products, and I want to stop the video here to talk about the other products. Now, it's important to note collector box products are going to be subject to scrutiny when it comes to print run, the value of the box, and things of that nature because they are marketed as a collector product. But I would be remiss if I didn't point out I am an advocate for affordable, regular product. This is one of the big reasons why, and we'll link it here, I have such a huge problem with the Commander Masters $400 set box. I think the draft box and the set box not only should be consistently available through the life cycle of a product, but at an affordable price and on shelves for stores, so any enthusiast like you and me can go back and revisit it. And while we see that with the three products that we've mentioned, we also haven't seen crazy price swings in those either, which means, again, Wizards of the Coast seems to be managing these print runs again. Now, in the future, if we look and we see a massive Amazon dump or something of that nature, maybe we're proven wrong, but so far so good, and my contacts in the industry are saying they're not being pushed to reorder this product. There might be some at distribution, there might be some here and there, but no one is being pushed, and nobody can get their hands on too many of these boxes. And finally, there has been a safeguard put into place when it comes to a lot of these collector products that we were just talking. When it comes to the premium product and the cards inside and what we are after, we are seeing increased urgency with these products, plus things that protect the boxes from being reprinted. We're seeing Wizards of the Coast start to upcharge for some of their specialized products. You look at Lord of the Rings and Commander Masters, those two upcoming sets are seeing ridiculous price points, and much of the community is saying, hey, we're not super happy about this. But if we hearken back to that idea that Wizards of the Coast has to make their money, it's important to note that, well, one way to do that is to print less boxes and charge more for the boxes. And we're seeing premium products come out in higher numbers and command that higher price point. So these premium products are kind of an indication that Wizards of the Coast is tipping their hat a little bit. They're saying, hey, we want to continue to print as many sets as we can. We want the rapid release cycle to continue to get to our consumers, but we still have to meet these revenue expectations, realistic or not. And the way they're seeming to do that is increase price. Now, again, I've talked about that. I don't like that model. And I know you can't just tell a business, hey, make less money, but that seems to be, if they make just a little less money, we'd be a little safer. But there's another safe point in non-premium products that we're seeing, more and more frequently that are telling us, hey, we can't really reprint these products, and that is the serialized cards. Now, there's concept of you print a number of boxes and there's 500 of a card and every box is a similar pull rate. Once those boxes are printed, the cards are inserted, you cannot make more of that box. You will then change that pull rate and the percentage chance that the end consumer, you and I, have to pull that card. So boxes with serialized cards seemingly cannot undergo a reprint. But that does not mean that there can't be a second wave or a second allocation given to GameStore of stock held back, which functionally for us as consumers is the exact same as a reprint, same for stores. But with those cards being in this box, the number of boxes printed are locked down, and that's extremely interesting. So all in all, these three reasons are really screaming to me that Wizards of the Coast has really gotten on top of their print run. There seems to be a silent acknowledgement that yes, we were printing too many products. I mean, look no farther. We haven't even seen that many secret layers. In fact, there's a GameStore exclusive secret layer. And I want to mention at the end of this video, just to close things out, that limited print products are an okay thing. That is not bad to have limited print products. In fact, I love the complete bundle. I wish none of that bundle was sold on Amazon. I love Aftermath. I love that game stores, WPN stores, and WPN premium stores like MinMax Games, channel sponsor, are getting secret layers that are going straight to game stores that you must purchase from them. It gives our favorite places and the places that must exist for our game to thrive an edge in a market that they frankly otherwise could not compete in. But let me know what you think. Do you think these indicators are showing that Wizards of the Coast is actually not printing more product? Or do you think that there's something under the table where Wizards of the Coast is still printing a million boxes of everything, and sooner or later they're going to find a way to get it to us at market? Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Again, 80% of you who watch these videos are not subscribed. Click that subscribe button, click the share button, share this conversation with a friend or group of friends. Thank you so much for hanging out. Until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh, and I'll see you around. Goodbye.